I know, I suck. If you came here looking for a luthier, I'm not a luthier, but I'm not a luthier. So we're going to pretend we didn't see that. Back on the bench, the no-name 1970s Japanese Les Paul copy. I did a video on this one last year. If you didn't see it, I'll leave a link in the description. In that video, I took it from wall hanger to player, and it does play very well and often. So much so that I'm going to do some upgrades on it. So this one came to our jam room about 25 years ago. Came from the flea market. And it became a wall hanger because it only had one working pickup. And the finish on the back of the neck cracked right down the middle. It was really sharp and unplayable. So we sanded it back, hit it with some clear coat. Kind of gave it that distressed look. Also, the fretboard lifted up at the first fret and the binding was peeling off, creating a terrible buzz. So a couple clamps later, some glue, and it's a rocket ship. So with all that fixed, it's kind of become a go-to guitar. So let me show you what I got to make it even better, I hope. In the previous video I mentioned it would need a bridge upgrade, so I got myself a new roller bridge. It's not name brand, but it's better than what's on there. Good enough for the bands we play in. But wait, there's more. Also some Cage brand tuners, the locking kind. The ones on here are pretty sloppy and bent, so this should hopefully be an upgrade. So I sprung for the bridge and the tuners because it's my brother Vic Hucklebuck's birthday, and it's his guitar. But he came up with the ultimate upgrade for this guitar. In fact, when he gave it to me, I questioned if this was, what he wanted to put this into, and he said yay. So I'll show you what I got. Don't think we're crazy. So we ended up with the Seymour Duncan pickup out of a Kramer Diver Down model. So there's a little bit of Edward going in here. Pretty cool. So what's in here now is a DiMarzio, but I think it's actually supposed to be a neck pickup. So my plan is to move that to the neck position, and we'll put the Dunky in the bridge. So it's got a switchable pot too, which goes from series to parallel. So I'm going to need to find a diagram for such a thing. So let's get to it. When I did the first video on this one, I asked if anyone knew the model of this because it doesn't have it up on the headstock. I got a bunch of leads, and it could really be any one of these because they all look the same when I looked them up. And some suggestions I had were K, Shaftesbury, Univox, Electra, Lero, and Crown. And I personally think these all came from the same factory, all those brands I just listed. And each of those brands probably put their own logo on the headstock, possibly, and then sold them in music shops or mail order or whatever. But if you had a guitar that looked exactly like this, with a Gibson headstock, but no name, what was yours called? This is a very bizarre tailpiece. It screws right down. It doesn't have the two clips, or the two U sections there, like a Les Paul would have where it locks in. That's okay, we're going to put that on there with our new bridge, hopefully. Probably not good for the drill bit, but I had to run it backwards just to make sure I didn't get any chip out. That was chipped out the original finish. Let's see here. These came out really nice, really happy with those. Cache, nice and shiny. I'm going to move on here to the electronics. I'm going to pull that right out of there, these two pots for the volume. Okay, change of plans. I thought this would be super easy, but I can't find a wiring diagram that uses this configuration that I'm confident in. I know, I suck. If you came here looking for a luthier, I'm not a luthier, but I'm not a luthier. So we're going to pretend we didn't see that. So in measuring the resistance of all three pickups, the old gold one in the neck here is around 6. The DiMarzio in the bridge is 9.4, and the new Duncan is around 17. I always like to have the hotter pickup in the bridge and the lower pickup in the neck position. So that just requires me to swap them like I had planned and wire it like a normal Les Paul. And that I can do without a diagram. I do know some stuff. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb. Smart. I want respect. Probably not going to get that on YouTube, huh? Well, we'll save this for another project. I've been batting around. How to build, a King Edward tribute of some kind. Somehow put an interesting spin on it. One pickup and Fred your uncle. The Seymour Duncan is a TB-4, by the way. And I've been racking my brain trying to figure out where the DiMarzio came from. It's old. I've had it for a while. I think it came out of my 1985 Hondo Revival, possibly. And it seems that Hondos use DiMarzios with no actual model name. Although some say it's based on a super distortion. But I think it would have a higher resistance if it were. Probably around 13, not 9. So I'll grab a more accurate reading on it when it's out. And I'll wire the Stunky in the bridge, DiMarzio in the neck, and I can string it up. So let's do it. It's a couple days later, and I wanted to add one last minute touch before I pass this on back to the jam room. So I ordered some decals to put a name on this face, and I couldn't decide what to put on the decals. And K. Shaftesbury Univox Electra Lero crown was just too long to put on the headstock, so it's going to be the Vic Hucklebuck Custom Special. That should add some more pop up at this end of the thing. I got these from GuitarDecadence.com, and I cannot recommend them enough for bright, durable water slide decals. They didn't ask me to say that, but I'm telling you. So, off the tuners, de-wax it, then I'll cut these out, water slide them on there, give it a quick seal, and wrap it up. So, all right, cracking on. Oh, that looks awesome. There's some like discoloration on the back of this. I'm hoping it's just on the paper. Yeah, it is. Look at the picture first. Karen. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You gonna fit on there? Yep.
Alright, now that it's just all friends here, here's some more original stuff for you. It's called Blue Glass.
Alright, there it is. Some upgrades on a generic Paul. So I got the intonation dialed in here. It's ready for a night on the town. These pickups are hotter than a city sidewalk in August, let me tell you. The tuners are much stiffer too, so that's a good thing. Let me know if you ever had a K. Shaftesbury Univox Electra Lero crown. Did you upgrade it? Am I a fool for putting this badass Seymour Duncan in here? Let me know down in the complaints section. Anyways, thanks for joining me, wrenching on some guitars. Give me a thumbs up for filming it for you, and we'll talk again soon.